Perfect Dark developer lays off staff after funding deal falls through. Crystal Dynamics was close to moving the game to Take-Two, but negotiations fell apart. Well, if you don't know, this game was reportedly canceled back in July due to massive layoffs at Microsoft. And now it looks like there was a resurgence and maybe they were going to try to get this game pushed through, but nope, it was canceled. If you don't know about this game and only know about it from the, you know, big controversy around the Big Chin Girl, some background. Rare made a really good video game called GoldenEye for the N64 back in the day. Played that on couch co-op with my buddies. Had a great time. And their follow-up was Perfect Dark. I never played it. I hear it was pretty good. Here's some concept art for it. And when people saw this, they were understandably taken aback. There's a big change here. There's a big change. I don't know if you can spot what it is, but something's not quite right. But anyways, let's read the article. Let's see exactly what happened here. Long-running game studio Crystal Dynamics, a division of Embracer Group AB, was forced to cut staff and fully abandon the game Perfect Dark last week after failing to find a new funding partner following the game's cancellation in July. Embracer had come close to striking a deal in which the video game publisher Take-Two Interactive Software Inc. would purchase the game from Microsoft Corp. Xbox, which owns the rights. Take-Two would then fund and publish the game, but the talks collapsed at least in part because the companies involved were unable to come to terms over long-term ownership of the Perfect Dark franchise, said the people who requested anonymity because they were not authorized to speak about sensitive negotiations. Interesting. Representatives from Embracer, Xbox, and Take-Two all declined to comment. What the hell happened? No one's talking about it. They're anonymous. Perfect Dark, announced in 2020, was planned as a reboot of the series of the same name, which debuted in 2000 for Nintendo 64. Yep, like I said earlier. The modern project was developed by a brand new Xbox studio called The Initiative and ran into some early struggles before bringing in the veteran firm Crystal Dynamics to co-develop the game. Okay, so now we see what happens. They brought in a rookie studio, probably not qualified for the job, probably didn't even want to do the job. They just kind of dumped this on them. It's a remake, they can do it. And years went by, they made zero progress. They were just burning money. So then they're like, all right, we got to bring in the big guns. But by then, it was probably too late. A trailer revealing the game in 2024 was well received, and the studios hired a new director shortly after. And they got a new director, too. In July, as part of a mass layoff, Xbox shut down the initiative and said publicly that it was canceling Perfect Dark. Yep. The developers of the game were then given the opportunity to find funding elsewhere. Oh, that's why this happened. That's why it was canceled twice. They canceled it and they're like, hey, you know, if you find money elsewhere, I mean, we're not giving you money, but hey, if you find money somewhere else, sure, you could do it. But that clearly didn't work out for them. That clearly did not work out. Leadership at the initiative and Crystal Dynamics spent the following 2 months hunting for a publisher and wound up in negotiations with multiple parties. Take-Two, the company behind the 2K and Rockstar labels, was interested in funding the game, but the deal fell through. As a result, last week Crystal Dynamics said it was laying off an unspecified number of staff. So the Microsoft layoffs continue, although the company didn't explain why. Last year, Xbox announced plans to shut down the Japanese studio Tango Gameworks, maker of Hi-Fi Rush, but wound up instead making a deal for the publisher Krafton Inc. to salvage the company and purchase the franchise. Well, yeah, there wasn't much of an article here, but it's pretty short news. It's over. It's over. Yeah, Microsoft, their business strategy just continues to punch them in the face. They purchase all of these game studios to make games for them. They're like, oh, we'll own them and they'll be in-house. And then they tell them to do projects that either they're not specialized in, they don't want to, and this is what happens. People drag their feet. People don't get any work done. It goes years and years and nothing happens, and then they bring in the big dogs and it's too late by that point, and then they just cancel it. Honestly, it's probably for the best that they did cancel this, because again, like I said, the backlash to this in the trailer was so immense, and I don't blame them. I think there should be backlash. What the fuck is this? Especially in the age of, you know, so many franchises have been destroyed by, you know, wokeness, if you want to call it that. But it's hard to look at this chin and not say that it's not go from this to this and not say that it's some minor form of propaganda, I think would just be disingenuous if I didn't point that out. But yeah, that's the article. Let me know what you guys think. I guess comment if you had any excitement for this game. If you played the original, personally I didn't, but I played a lot of GoldenEye. So, this game probably would have been up my alley as a kid, but I just never even knew about it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike if you dislike it. Subscribe. I'm a new channel, so subscriptions really do go a long way. And thanks for watching. Peace.